Don't know. Hopefully I'm live. Hello, everybody. All right. Hello. Welcome to YouTube. I don't know if I'm on. I hope I am. Let me know if you hear me. YouTube's been acting real weird tonight. Specifically, my connection between OBS and YouTube. But things look like they're working. Hard to say. All right. Well, we'll just get started and then we'll see what happens. So if y'all were here last night, you will know that AnimateDiff version 3 came out. If you weren't here last night, then I'm telling you, AnimateDiff version 3 came out. Yeah. So I've been using that all day and all night. Yeah. I don't know if I'm online. I have no idea. I'm hoping I am. Okay, good. All right. Right on. Yeah, hopefully this will all sort itself out soon. But yeah, AnimateDiff version 3 came out, so I've been testing it and testing with different control nets, playing around and seeing what happens. And then occurred to me, maybe I should just do like a in-depth stream on how to build out these video comparison grids that I've been making to test the different settings. Because it's a good skill to have in Comfy, being able to align your stuff and make comparisons and because you can do that, like with even with image grids and stuff where it's like I want to try 10 different prompts across 10 different seeds, XY plots and stuff like that. We can do all that with Comfy. But more specifically, I'm just going to talk about doing it manually to do comparison grids like these so you can test your settings and see what you're doing. It's good to do stuff like this and compare it side by side to see what effect this particular control net is having with this input footage, things like that. This will be a nerdier than normal stream, but I'm basically just going to save this grid workflow thing and then clear it and start over. And we'll just build it from scratch. We'll start by building a grid, and then we'll use that grid to use that concept to extrapolate it into video grids. So yeah, let's start with K sampler. Out of the K sampler, we need a VAE decode. Out of the VAE decode, we need a we can just use a save image for now because we're just doing images. Hey, Simone. All right. Let's add our checkpoint. We'll just use photon. Out of the clip, we need a clip text encode. Actually, we need 2 of them. These are our, you guessed it, our positive and negative prompts. SFW, nude. So what's an easy thing we can compare so we can show how these grids work with the text masks? Let's do 2 different prompts. Yeah, let's do 2 different prompts. This will be prompt number 1, and we'll add a prompt number 2. We're going to use the same negative prompt for both. And we need 1 more K sampler. Oops, let's make sure that's negative, make sure that's positive. Plug the model in. Okay. Latent image, we're going to use an empty latent image. That's the size of our image. And we're actually just going to use this for both of them. All right. When I'm done, I'm going to rebuild all this with get and set nodes so you can see how that works with like variables and stuff. It'll clean up the workflow quite a bit. But for now, I'm just going to plug stuff in so you can get a more basic idea of the rundown before we go crazy. So The reason we only have one is because we can reuse this NSFW nude negative prompt on both of these samplers, and then this is our first and our second prompt. So we'll call this one title positive prompt 1. And you'll be positive prompt 2. Okay. We're going to need another VAE decoder and another save image. All right. And we're going to call this, we're going to make a folder for this just because we're testing. We're going to call it test. You don't have to call it test, but I'm going to. Test. And then I'm going to put this this one in as prompt 1. And this one will be test prompt 2. So that's going to create a file named prompt1 number and then prompt2 numbers so we can see them together all the time. We're going to extrapolate, or we're going to build on this as well. But just for now, this will show what we're doing here. So we're going to go apple and we're going to go orange. Oops, what did I forget? Our VAE needs to go into the decoder. All right. There's an apple and there's an orange. So we want to actually take these two and put them side by side and put the prompt above them. So we're going to need a couple node packs. We're going to need KJNodes for ComfyUI. That's for the text mask and some of the other nodes we need for the moving of images around. And I think the other one we need is I thought it was called image combine. Let me go find it. AI comfy. I know I have a lot. It's possible. Image selector. Pardon me. Image selector. Image selector? There it is. Just have to type it in 75 different ways. We also will need video helper suite. I mean, I tell you guys to download this every single video, but do it. If you haven't yet, do it. And yeah, I think that'll do it for now. So yeah, we want to combine these images. So we want to do what's called image concatenation. The word is concatenate, but the node is actually spelled wrong, which is hilarious. We're going to need an image concatenate node, and that's in KJNodes. So think about this as a node that takes two images and sticks them together based on the direction that you give it. Plug in image 1, plug in image 2, and direction right means image 1, then to the right of it will be image 2. It's dead simple. We can use this in combination with different things. So we could put text on top of the image, and then we could have another one over here, right? By concatenating this one to the left, this one to the right, this one to the left, this one to the right, and then this one top, this one down. So I'll show you how it works. We have our two images here, so we want them side by side. So this image output goes from image 1, and this image output goes from image 2. Okay, So we're putting image 1 on the left and we're putting image 2 on the right because it's, on the right. So we're going to concatenate these into a new image. So we're going to save image and we're going to call this test grid. We're going to do another run. Okay. Now we have a comparison grid. It really is that easy. The rest of it, the only really hard part is when you have text masks, you have to determine the width of that text mask in order to make this all work. So everything has to be equal. Everything has to even out. I'll show you how to do that. It's not that bad. There's a node called get image size that helps you. And there's a node called image crop plus or image crop plus, I think. Yeah. And image crop plus, which is in ComfyUI Essentials pack. ComfyUI Essentials. Let's drop that in there. And the other node that's helpful is get image size, which is in Darefoo ComfyUI modded. No, what is this? Oh, this isn't it. I just found this one today. Bear with me. There it is. Yeah, same node pack. ComfyUI Essentials. Get image size and image crop. These two nodes are so helpful when you're trying to push stuff around. And I'll show you why later. But, imagine you're bringing a video in and you just want to crop to the center 512 by 512 to do all of your ControlNet pre-processing. You could do all that with this. I mean, you can do it with the load video node from VHS also. But these two are going to let you get these images around your system at the right sizes. It's awesome. So yeah, we'll be using both of these nodes today. Specifically here. So we want to add text masks on these so we know what the hell they're saying. Okay. Let me just find the right one here. Yeah. Okay. Same way we're concatenating videos, we can concatenate text as well. So this is like confusing, but like let's go. So we want the prompt from both of these, but we don't actually want to have to write it over and over again. So we're actually going to I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I'm trying to explain what I think, and that's a bad combo. Just let me we got this, we got clip. Can we convert the text to input? We can. I get the conditioning out. Okay, so let's change our text to inputs on these. Okay. String. Simple string, which is in use everywhere. There's a bunch of string nodes. String input. String. Anyway, find a string node you like. Text string from WAS Node Suite. Actually, this one's perfect. I like WAS Node Suite. Recommend it. There we go. That's a good one. Yeah, so we'll use this. So this will be easy. Prompt. And then this is going to be text B is going to be our first prompt, apple. Second is going to be our second prompt, apple orange. Second one goes here. First one goes here. And we're going to add a string concatenate prompt. Yep. And we're going to make A and B inputs. So we're concatenating prompt with apple And then that's going to go into our first text one. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to concatenate the title with the second prompt. Okay. So I'll show you why this is important, but this is for text labeling. One thing I notice when I'm doing this is just start naming all of these things what they are. Okay. Prompt. This is our prompt A. This is our prompt B. Okay. I can actually minimize all these. Okay. We need to feed these into text nodes now. So let's get a text mask node, create text mask. You only have to, after you do this, you'd only have to do that again. Like you can copy and paste all this crap. So like, yeah, it's going to be annoying and infuriating the first few times you do this, but I've been through all the pitfalls. So hopefully this will be faster this way. So we need to know, it needs to know two things. It needs to know the width and the height, and the width and the height matter because when it's concatenating, all that stuff has to be equal. So the width of the text mask you create has to be the same width as the images that you're putting together, or the image that you're putting together. In this case, it's actually easy because everything's 512 by 512. But if we were doing stuff where we wanted variable sizes and things like that, we want to actually set this up so it can expand and subtract to what we need. So we got our text mask, and in our text mask, we're going to change text to input, and we're going to grab string 1. So that's going to be prompt apple, right? Same thing down here, 512 by 40. Prompt B, prompt orange. Prompt orange. This is taking string 2, B, which is apple. This is taking string 3, which is orange. We can actually create, if we want multi-level prompts, like long worded prompts, we can change these inputs to these text things to inputs and get longer string inputs and plug those in. Or we can change this up. We don't have to use this node. We're just using this node because it's easy, and I'm only going to do short prompts for this demo. Okay. We got our prompt, we got our thing, everything's kosher. And then what do we want to do? We want to actually put these text masks above the things, but we still want this to go to the right. Let's pull this out because this is our sort of our final one. So we just need to put it on top and put it below. So we need another image concatenate, concatenate, VAE decode into image 2. Same deal here. VAE decode, into image 2. So what goes in image 1 are text masks. Text mask A, text mask B. Okay. If I did this right, and I probably didn't. 32, thing. Yes, I forgot. Well, this will work for now. There's 2 more things I want to cover. Right. What did we do wrong? What did I do wrong? I didn't connect these two to this one, so it just pushed all the way through. Let's try that again. Size of tensors must match expected size 40, but got size 512. So let's look at our thing here. Yes, you see, I've got them going to the right. I want them to go down. So text on top, image on bottom, text on top, down, image on bottom. These two, image left on left, image 2 on right. Down, down, right, right, down, down, right. Hey, look what we did. So now you can make comparison grids of anything you want, however you like. So let's make this 48 height. And then the other thing we're going to do is our width and height. That's being determined here in our empty latent image. If we were using input footage or whatever, we can actually get the image size from that input footage. So let's walk back to what I was doing with AnimateDiff now that we understand this. So hopefully this makes sense to everybody. If anybody's confused, feel free to drop questions in the chat. But yeah, this is the most sort of simplistic way to do comparison grids of whatever you want to compare. Yeah. And text mask 1 and text mask 2. Yeah, cool. I mean, you can rearrange it however you like, but I'm trying to get it all on the same screen so you guys can have a screenshot. Will that work? Come on. Whoa. That's pretty good. I think that pretty much. Oh, I see. There's always better ways to do it, I guess. But yeah, so that's the basic idea, right? Text, image, side by side. If you wanted to put them all stacking down, change this to down. And it should do it like in a whoa, what did I break? This is cool. Let's just leave right alone. I think I might have unplugged something here when I was moving stuff around. So here's our chance to rebuild the whole workflow. This is my only gripe at these, concatenate things and all this is it's very confusing to figure out the routing. And what's mad about what? Did I mess up a file size somewhere? Oh yeah, look at that. 552 by 512. I've been having this bug all day with Comfy where when I just click somewhere and the numbers change. It's incredibly annoying. I love how it keeps making the Apple logo. Okay, down, down, down should work now. Yeah, so what that that Apple looks a little busted. What that tensor error means is that there's like a size mismatch somewhere, and that was because the file sizes were wrong. So yeah, what I was doing was just making these grids with videos to control the to see what the different control nets were doing, the different control net preprocessors and the different strengths and stuff like that. So let's delete this stuff. And start over. VHS, video combine, 24 frames per second, MP4. All right. Let's change this to, what's today's date? 2023, 12, 16. 24 FPS. Okay. So we're gonna add AnimateDiff to the party model. AnimateDiff loader with context. We're gonna use version 3. Pass the model all the way through. So AnimateDiff goes through the model. Or the model goes through AnimateDiff. Add context options. That's the that's this node here, AnimateDiff uniform context options. All right. Yeah. Cool. So for our batch size, we're going to go 16, and this should make an animation of an apple. If all is right with the world. Nice. Tensor tears. Okay, that doesn't look like an apple, but you know, it's definitely an animation. I'm not sure why it's so terrifying. Let's try Tropical Sunset. See if it's a scary head as well. I know my nodes are close together, but the ooh. So what is going on here? It's like it's not doing my prompts. Very strange. I might delete these and try these over again. Maybe changing the inputs in and out was breaking it. Yeah, what the hell? One sec. There we go. I think I broke it by switching those inputs, so maybe don't do the input switching, and maybe we'll find another way to pull the prompts out if you need that for something. That is more like it. Okay. So AnimateDiff is working. Everything is hunky-dory. So we should be able to do, 32 frame run, have it jump context windows. Let's find out. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, version 3 is really nice. Super impressed. All right. So we made concatenated images, but we have to make concatenated videos. We need to do a little bit more calculation. We need widths and heights. We need well, we don't really need widths and heights if they're all the same, but if we want to make this modular to basically take in any input, you can do that as well. But let's just keep it all 512 by 512 because you're going to be, when you're making these grids, you're going to be generating a ton of clips. So it's probably best to just keep it 512 by 512 anyway. But we can do that by cropping the input footage. So then your input footage can be whatever the hell you want. So yeah, let's hit it. Let's say we wanted to test two different AnimateDiff motion models on the same seed. So we'll set our seed to 42069, 42069 because it's the best number in the world. We're gonna actually duplicate this K sampler and just drop another one down here. Right. Duplicate this. Whoops. It's down here. There we go. Duplicate this. Latent the samples, image to video combine, and then the rest of this stuff except need another AnimateDiff. And we'll try the TemporalDiff model. Model goes to model, model goes to model. You can use the same prompts. Same latent image. Just different AnimateDiff. Actually use the same context options too. Hey, okay. So we're missing the negative prompt didn't come through because I missed. All right, let's make sure the positive is in there. Beautiful. Good. Positive. Negative. All right. VAE goes into the decoder, which is down here. Bop. Okay. So this now is going to generate two different videos. Let's do 16 frame animations because they'll be faster. Yeah, DWPose is really good. I was also playing with MediaPipe Face today, which is really good. There's a ControlNet for that as well. You can use it exactly the same as use DWPose, and there's a preprocessor for it. Just type MediaPipe in here. MediaPipe Face Mesh preprocessor. It's sick. So we got our fixed seeds, so we're gonna know we basically want to do the same run, but this one with the V3 and this one with the TemporalDiff AnimateDiff. So yeah, that should do it. Let's have it run. You know, it's because it's comfy. Everything is non-linear in the sense that we can share data streams from two. So we only have to set our prompt and our empty latent and our uniform context options and our checkpoint stuff in one place. Then we can just route it all to the two different K samplers for the two different runs. So yeah, it's really sick. So remember with video, you always have to have the same number of frames and the same size for the videos if you're going to be stapling them together with the concatenate thing. All right, so there's our two videos. This one is with V3. This one's with TemporalDiff. So how do we stick them together? Image concatenate. Image concatenate. That's concatenate. Okay. VAE decoder image 1. VAE decoder image 2. Right. Grab another one of these video combine nodes. Spit that out. right, 24 thing, and then this folder, we're going to call it grid. Or we're going to call this 24 frame per second V3, and this one we're going to call 24 frame per second TemporalDiff, just so we know, we got right in the file names. And the grid is the one that, 24 frames per second grid. This should just work unless I miss something. So let's try it. Yeah. So now you have a video where you can see the two clips looping together. But obviously we're gonna want to add titles to these because we're gonna forget which side is which and stuff as time goes on. So we got our things to the right, but we need to add stuff on top of each clip. So we need to go one image concatenate before image concatenate, and then that's gonna go here. Hold on. Let's think this through first. We need our text masks. Text mask. Create text mask. That's in KJNodes. So all we have to do is just change the text. For this one, this is AnimateDiff V3, and we need another text mask node, copy paste. And this one is TemporalDiff. That's all we need. The videos are 512 by 512, so 512 by 48, 512 width by 48 height will give us enough room to put them on top. So we're going to need two of these image concatenate nodes. So we can make these things called redirects in Comfy, which is nice. So just drag something you need out and do reroute. And then we've got this guy here. So we'll drag our VAE decode reroute out. And then we have our two VAE decoders for our image, our two videos. So this helps us here when we have our mask, our thing. Move this up. So this is the first one. This is the mask. This is the video. Text mask. Video. Text mask. Video. Down. Down. All right. And now we need to connect them to this. You go here, and you go here. Yes, it's mad now. You see what that error said? Q prompt. Size of tensors must match. Blah. Sizes of tensors must match, except in dimension 1. Expected size 1, but got 16 for tensor number 1. What does that mean? How many frames are in the video? There's 16 frames, and it got 1 because we have frames set to 1, right? So batch size, I need to actually set that first. Now, normally we'd do this with ControlNet with a load image for our ControlNet, and we will end up doing that. But for now, I'm just going to use an int node. I like the int constant node from KJNodes. This lets you just set a value, and that's all we're doing. Value of 16, and this we're going to rename this to our frame count. Okay, so we have this node that has our frame count in it. So we're going to change batch size to an input, convert batch size to input, plug that in, grab this over here. We're going to convert frames to input, convert frames to input. Now we've got frames as the input. This goes here as well. Now it knows I need to make 16 frames of text masks and 16 frames for the video. So this is our master frame count. We can use this anywhere we want, anywhere we need the number of frames. So this should technically work. Oh, it's doing another one for some reason. Did I change the prompt? Oh, I changed the, technically I changed the value. Okay, let's move this stuff down here. That sucks. You can't see the title on the reroutes. There we go. So now we have titles on our videos so we can actually see at a glance what we're doing. These are great for Twitter or great for anything else when you're trying to compare stuff or show people, you know, the difference between different things. This is like aces for that. Another thing we can do is on the text stuff, this text X and text Y is the like amount of pixels it puts on the left or on the top of the text. If you notice, that text was like right up against the side. So I'm just going to give it a little 15 pixel buffer on the left there. So that should, yeah, just give them a little indentation on the end there. That's all. Yeah. So that is the most basic setup for a video window. If you have multiple, like if your videos of different sizes and stuff, we can capture the width and stuff, and then put that in to the width. So, like any of these things, these are called widgets. These like sliders and selectors. Any of these are convertible to inputs, and then you can plug stuff into the inputs. So if you have something in multiple places that you need to set, you can do it like this in one place. And this is, you know, setting the value in 3 different places, right? So stuff like this will save you a lot of time because you can put all your master values at the very front of your project, you know, over here, right? And then you just really only have to select the stuff, load your video, and hit go every time. And you got your prompt and your size, and like everything's just right here. So, and then everything else can kind of just exist. Yeah. So we're going to move this stuff up here. We're going to put that in a group, and then we're going to put this over here. All right. So this will be our, we'll call this grid assembly. And we'll make this crazier in a minute because we're going to add ControlNet. And then we'll be able to show the input footage, the ControlNet footage, and what it's doing side by side by side. Yeah. Sorry, I got the hiccups. All right. If anyone wants to yeah, if anyone wants to screen grab the way the way this works here, this would probably be the best place to screen grab it. Take a screenshot. I'll leave that up for a sec. This is our text node, the text mask, and this is our VAE decoder reroute. Text node, VAE decoder 2. Concatenate them down. So text above image, text above image, text above image on the left, text above image on the right. So that's how we're building it out, right? So that is this, that is this, that is this, that is this, and that's how we're connecting them all. You can then take this and go crazy with it. The only thing you have to remember is the text width has to match the entire width of the row it's in. Okay. So if I'll show you how this works in a minute when we get to the other stuff. But if I had 3 videos side by side and then I wanted another row. Yeah. Another row of videos underneath. That text is not going to be long enough. The text mask is not going to be long enough to go across 3 images. So we're going to have to sort of like get the final width of that, the 3 videos smashed together, and then put that into the width of the text mask. So it's a little nonlinear and it's a little hard to think of that way, but yeah. So it'll make sense when we do it because it's going to error out, and then I'll explain why. But yeah, basically for just doing side by side stuff, this is super simple. So, and you could add the prompt to here. You could add whatever you want to it, or just remember, or save the text file, or save the prompt stuff in the text file. Yeah, that's a simple comparison for video. Now I'm going to add ControlNet and all the fixins, and we'll make it do cool stuff. Yes. Am I going to get the LoRa for the V3? Yeah, I have it, but it's not set up yet, I don't think. Go sync a dink. Go sync a dink. AnimateDiff evolved. Ooh, keep yelling that. Yeah, I don't think the motion LoRa stuff works with the new motion LoRa's for V3 yet. It's a whole new sort of framework for the motion stuff for V3, so yeah. We'll see. Okay. Where'd you start? Okay, so let's add some ControlNet. Sorry, I don't mean to keep yawning. All right, let's move this out. I'm so tempted to delete this, but I guess we don't really need to. We can rebuild this later. Okay. So we don't actually need 2 AnimateDiff loaders now because we're going to use the same AnimateDiff for both. Yep. The thing we're going to do differently is 2 different ControlNets. So let's move this stuff over here. Let's move this here. Then we're going to have a ControlNet here and a ControlNet here. Okay? Yes. ControlNet, apply advanced. So let's add another one. Conditioning, positive to positive, positive to positive, negative to negative, negative to negative, positive to positive, positive or negative to negative, same deal. ControlNet moves through the clip. So we take the conditioning from the clip, go through ControlNet and out. We need a ControlNet loader advanced. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to get this one up here. So let's do let's do the face stuff that I was doing before. So we'll do MediaPipe and we'll do OpenPose. Yeah. Easy peasy. Okay. Plug that ControlNet into ControlNet, ControlNet to ControlNet. Yeah. So we're loading ControlNet. We have our ControlNet. We don't have images for ControlNet, but we can fix that. VHS nodes, we want load video path. All right. I already downloaded some stuff for this, so I'll just use one of the videos I downloaded from Pexels. Yeah, you can get these videos on Pexels. We're just going to extract the face out of this and then dream with it. So you just paste the path to the video in here. Force a frame rate of 24 frames per second. And this video is wide, so we're going to force size and we're going to hold the height at 512 and let the width be whatever it is. We're going to do that because we're going to then image crop 512 by 512, okay, in the center. All right. So now no matter what we can use this and this in conjunction to make sure that we load the video in the correct size and crop it where we want it. In this case, we want to get the face. The face in this video is in the center. So we're going to load the entire video into the context, and then we're going to crop into the center so we get the exact size that we want to feed into ControlNet. It does two things for us. It gives us the right size, makes things faster, and ControlNet is trained at these resolutions. So giving ControlNet footage that's way too big, like the preprocessors, can make it tape like exponentially longer, if not break or make you run out of VRAM. So it's generally good practice to give the ControlNet the resolutions they're trained on. In this case, it's 512 by 512. So we're going to do that. So we have these and we have these, but we need to pre-process this footage for both of these. We need the OpenPose footage and we need the MediaPipe footage. So before, like in automatic, you'd have to go do that in the ControlNet tab. But for here, all we have to do is just add a preprocessor. So we want a MediaPipe Face preprocessor, MediaPipe Face Mesh preprocessor. And we want a DW OpenPose or DW preprocessor. All right. So this one's our MediaPipe. This one's our OpenPose. We take our image crop out, go in, image crop out, go into our preprocessor. Once the preprocessor is finished, we're going to spit that into our ControlNet. Preprocessor is finished, we're going to spit that into our ControlNet. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to save these as videos so that we can see what's happening. So we're going to add a video combine node, just like these ones. In fact, you can just copy and paste these because they already have the right settings, right? So we drag this DWPose estimation into a video combine node. And then make sure you change the file names for these things so they make sense. Okay, OpenPose source. Yep. And we're going to need another one of these video combine nodes up here for the other one. Okay. And we want the MediaPipe Face Mesh output into here. Same thing, 24 frames per second. And we're going to call this one MediaPipe. MediaPipe. And the other thing we're going to do is just save the little clip that we're making here just for our own sanity so we can see what we're actually doing. There is method to this madness, I promise. It's not just complete overload. And we call that source, okay? Got our source, we got our OpenPose source, we have our MediaPipe source, we have 24 FPS. What's this, MediaPipe? And this is 24 FPS OpenPose. Okay. Loading the video, cropping it, combining it, sending it to our MediaPipe and DWPose estimation, sending it to ControlNet after that, combining it into a video, sending it to ControlNet, combining it into a video, sending these two into the K samplers one by one. We're going to render both ones using the different ControlNets. We're going to leave the strength at 1 for both of them, and we're going to keep the same fixed seed. So we're going to see what having this input with the same everything, but with the only thing being different being these two ControlNets. Then once we do that, I'll help you. We'll build this grid out to actually assemble this stuff into usable, footage. So what are these? This is OpenPose, and this one is MediaPipe. All right, let's try it. Oh, we should also change the prompt because the input footage is somebody smiling. So let's say a person smiling in a rainy New York City alley, photography, 35 millimeter Fuji film, cinematic lighting. Let's do it. Actually, let's do a 35-year-old woman. Try and get something cool happening. V3. Jeez. All right, cool. Hit it. Oh. I made a mistake. View queue, cancel. Okay. We were setting our frame count here, but we don't need to do that anymore. We can actually use this this video loader to do all that. So let's delete that. Our batch size is now determined by our frame count. Our frame count also determines how many frames are in each text mask, right? All right. I think that's everything. And now we can set our frame load cap here to 16. So we're only going to load the first 16 frames just for sanity's sake. Cute. So there's our DW, that's our OpenPose estimation. I'm sorry, MediaPipe estimation. There's our OpenPose estimation. There's our input footage. See how it's cropped into the center? 512 by 512. Easy peasy. We didn't squish, we didn't squeeze, we didn't mash her face up. Everything's chill. Very cool. So this is cool, but it's not enough information, right? We want to get the source video. We want to get the OpenPose estimation videos and the final results all side by side so we can compare them, right? Like this is cool to compare, you know, what two things do, but it'd be really cool to see them all synced up in harmony and stuff. So now we need to pull all these into the grid system. So this is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean not so fun, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay. I'm going to delete all this and we're going to start over. Okay. So this is our final combine. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. So we have our text. We don't actually need it yet. The text we're going to do later. All right. What are we going to need here? We're going to need video 1 and video. Whoa. Please stay there. Video 1 and video 2. So this is our final result 1 and final result 2. Okay. We also want to have our input footage and our like the OpenPose or the MediaPipe. So what do we do? All right. Well, we have our output, right? So let's just add redirects for all this stuff. Let's go out from our DWPose estimation. Reroute. Okay, so that's our. These ones are our finals. These are the OpenPose, right? Like the ControlNet stuff. And what's the other thing we need? We need the source footage. We actually only need that once because we can duplicate it. But what we need is this output. So let's drag this up here and make that a reroute as well. So this should help keep us a little less insane, okay? These are our outputs. These are our OpenPose information or ControlNet information. And this is our thing. And then these are our text boxes. So how are we going to smash all this stuff together? Well, we're going to go what makes the most sense? Let's do image concatenate. So to the right, we're going to put or down? To the right. Let's go first image and the ControlNet input. And then we'll do another image concatenate to the right. And we're going to plug this in here. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing here. So if I'm right, this should go image 1, image 2. So the image 1 to the left, the ControlNet source to the middle, and the source to the right. Same deal here. Image 2, ControlNet 2, image. The text is currently disabled, so let's see what happens. Holy crap. So maybe it makes more sense to have the result in the middle and this stuff on the left. Hard to say. Yeah, it feels like it's backwards. So let's rewire it. Let's rewire this. Okay. Source. Yes. And then the result. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. That's the input footage. That's what we did to it. And then that's the final result. All right. So this is all fine when everything's 512 by 512. But, if we had to do some responsive stuff, it might be a bit of a nightmare. And the other thing we need to do is add the text. So how do we add the text when we don't know how wide it's going to be? We actually have to calculate the width of this. Sorry, the width of this. We need to calculate the width of this. I think. Get image size. Okay. This width is going to be our text box width. So we're going to change this to, we're going to change width to an input. Okay. The width goes in here and it goes in here. It's going to be the same for all of them because they're all the same size. And if I am correct, that should add the text on top. No, it won't because we haven't actually added the text yet. The text needs to go one more of these. So the text needs to go on the top of these rows, but it needs to be the width of all three. So 1, 2, 3 down. So text up. It's so confusing. So for the first run, let me just try this. Okay. Hey. Okay. Wait, what is this. Okay. What? Oh, I'm just stupid. Unfortunately, I think that works. I wish it was smarter, but it is what it is. Right, up, down. Yeah, that worked. Okay, cool. MediaPipe open pose. There we go. So here's our whole workflow. Where are these guys going? Right here. Hey, okay. So let's walk through this whole workflow again, just because holy shit. But yeah, that's it. Again, I'm gonna prop this on my Discord later, so you guys can just plug it in and play with it. Because no need in sitting there. You can rebuild it if you want, and I recommend you do because it helps your brain get around all this stuff. But you don't have to. Oh, yeah. Blue. Okay. Just let me add some groups here so this makes a lot more sense. Okay. Doesn't help much, but let's rename this. This is AnimateDiff. This is our settings. Go prompt and just prompt is fine because we'll probably end up taking this from our cropped. Yeah, from this size. Let's do that. Empty latent image, we're going to change to inputs, width and height. There we go. And we need to get image size from this crop here. And that's going to go up here. All right, so oh, right, that's okay. All right. So now I guess you can kind of go there. We don't really need you anymore. You're just sort of dead weight. Okay, cool. All the time. And this is input footage. Okay. This is ControlNet 2. ControlNet 1. Damn. Diffusion 1. Oh my god. Worst comfy bug ever. Okay. Title will be diffusion 2. Okay. I think. Yeah, I think that's it. The groups didn't help much, I'll admit that. Oh, that just sucks. I hate that. I very much hate that bug. Purple. Oh boy. Purple. Okay, cool. All right, let's walk through it again. So we're loading our checkpoint onto the prompt. The prompt goes into diffusion. Well, it goes into both control nets. We're doing two different control nets. We're pre-processing MediaPipe and we're pre-processing DWPose. We're saving them. We're cropping everything to 512 by 512. We're getting all that stuff from this input footage. We're applying both of them at 1, and then we're using this grid assembly stuff here in order to create this final grid of videos so we can compare everything together. The cool part is the final result is then you can then test your stuff and see what it actually does, see if it makes a difference. If you want to add more stuff to the grid, you just keep adding these sort of, these little packs of nodes and assemble more into the grid, just like I did. Yeah, I'll make this workflow available on my Discord so you can just plug it in and start playing. But yeah, so let's try adding some more frames to the input and see what happens. So in order to control our our frame count, we just the frame count of our input footage is pushed everywhere on this workflow. So let's do 96 frames. And it's going to do them all. And this prompt is cool, so let's let it run. Pew. So now it's going to extract 96 frames from the footage. It's going to do all of the control netting. It's going to save all the stuff. And then it's going to diffuse 2 runs. And then it's going to staple all that together here. And it's going to show us what the MediaPipe does versus what the OpenPose does. And once we have an idea of what both of those do at 1, we can then determine how much of each one we want to use on each. So maybe we really like the way MediaPipe does the eyes and teeth and the movements of that. But OpenPose is providing some more structure for the thing, like the person or the composition or their mood or whatever. So then you could set the strength of MediaPipe to 0.8 and you could set the strength of OpenPose to 0.4 or something. Run them in conjunction and you get a good idea of what you can do. Now you can just plug in other control nets, do different preprocessors, change the titles in these text masks, and just make all the comparison grids you want until the end of time. Yeah. It wants 512 frames. Can somebody explain to me why that is happening? Is it possible the width got plugged into the batch size? Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to kill ComfyUI. So what happened there is our frame count from our thing got disconnected from our batch size, and our height got put into our batch size. The reason I knew that is because it asked me to generate 512 frames, and that just seems like a lot. So let's plug our batch size in and make sure that works. Derp. All right. Yeah. Ah, cool. I might have to kill Comfy. Yeah. Yeah, so don't do that. I know exactly when that happened too, when I was trying to plug in the nodes. And Comfy likes to decide, oh, I'll just do what I want. All right, cool. Let's hit it again. Should do 96 frames this time. Boop, 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 doo, 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 doo. All right, this is a good time as any to take a stand up and move your knees. I'm going to do the same and grab a little water while this runs. Yeah, take a break, stand up, or don't. I'm not your mom. All right. Looking pretty cool. You get a much better idea of what these control nets are doing this way. How specifically they're influencing the motion. Come on, 1 minute. We got this. What's everybody else working on tonight? What have you been diffusing lately? Do 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 do. 30 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 minutes. We go 2 more. 23 seconds, maybe less. All right. VAE decoding 96 frames. Boom. Now combining all into one big video. Nice. There we go. But if you need that file, I mean, this stuff's all just in your ComfyUI output folder there, right? Mine's huge. Give me a sec. My poor computer. Maybe I can just get to it here. Yeah, today's date. Yeah. Be the grid. Yeah, 24 FPS grid. Oh, that's the little one. There it is. Yeah, so you got, all this stuff separated. And if you need to use these media pipe things, you can always keep them around and reuse them. You don't have to keep generating them every time. But yeah, I mean that's it. That's the whole workflow. So if you wanted to swap out different things, like try different preprocessors and stuff like that, we can do that. We can do depth and like line art. Let's see what that does. Actually, let's add more and more. Let's just add 2 more. Yeah. So this is yeah. Let's add one more. One more. That'll be confusing enough. All right. So we need we need to copy these groups: ControlNet 2, Diffusion 2, and Video Combine. We need to do this stuff again. Okay. We need all these nodes. Okay. Here's another setup. Yes. So we're gonna do depth. Let's do Zoe depth. Image comes from our load video node. Actually, no, it comes from our image crop node. Sorry, I know this is far away. Image crop to image. And we need our positive and negative prompt from here. Let's move this up here for now. Positive, negative, and then this positive and negative goes to our next K sampler. It's already connected somehow. All right, cool. Zoe depth image goes into here. Sorry, I plugged the wrong thing into this. We want the Zoe map. This is actually what gets... I need to plug the image crop into the preprocessor to make the depth maps. Depth. Depth. Okay, so we have these now. So what do we have to do? We have to add another row. We have to smack another one together and add another row. So, copy and paste our text mask. Change this one to depth. All the settings will be the same. So what do we need? We need the frames and width. Where do we get the frames and width? We're the same place we get these from. So where does this width come from? It comes from here. And the frames, they come from load video. That frame count there. So I'm going to drag this up to frames. Okay, frames and width, text mask. That's our second text mask. This is our third text mask. This is the depth. Why is this connected to anything? Oh, right, because this is to the input. This is always confusing because when the cables come around the front, I always think they're coming out of the back, but nothing's plugged into the output yet. It's just because this one's coming across it and in. I kind of wish these would route underneath so you could see that they're like connected. I wonder if that's something we could do. Anyway, there's our third text mask. And I need to add another right. No. Need another set of these, right? Okay. So we need another reroute. Our third VAE decoder needs to reroute out there. So if we remember, these are our main outputs, these are our control net outs, and this is our source. All right. So we need to add another one of these to these. That's that redirect I just made. That's our third output. I'm going to make a redirect for our third control net, which is this. Whoop. And we'll drag that up here. Okay, and then our source. So I'll just keep these gray for now so we know they're the third one. We need basically another one of these, but for the third row. And I have to think about this. I think that's right. I'm going to unplug these because these are wrong. Okay. You are plugged into... The source goes first. Then the first result. Or the third result. Oh, right. I don't need two. I only need one more of these. That's so crazy. Okay. You go to here. And you go here. Right? No, then what goes here? Oh, right. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here. Source. This is our control net, and then this is our result. So just like the grid. So I have my text mask and I have up. I need one more up and one more down. Right? I think. It's going to hurt my brain for a little bit, but we're going to figure it out. So up, we need the text into the second one because it's the one going above. And this is going to be, what does this come from normally? This is going to be from here. Okay. And then you go in here, you go in here. Stop that. God, that's annoying. Down. I'm going to be surprised to all hell if this works. If it works, I'll walk this back. But like, I think that might work. Sucks we got to render this one just to find out. So I'm going to do 16 because it'll take a lot less time. Okay, we'll do 16, 16, and 16. And then hopefully combine them. Hopefully. Oh, no, we won't. We didn't finish setting it up. Terrible. Okay. Model comes from AnimateDiff. Okay. And our latent image comes from our latent image, which is right here. Boink. And our VAE comes from our load checkpoint, which is this red one up here. Red to red. And that should get rid of all the red circles. And let that run. Oh, whoops. Let's try that again. So now we're doing 3 diffusion runs. One's yeah. So we're doing MediaPipe, OpenPose, and depth. So this is just to show you, like, you could then, this is how we can expand these. This routing's a little crazy, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd go much further than this. I mean, if your brain's less soft than mine, or less hard than mine, you might be able to do this. No, not yet. I'll check that out though. Oh, I can't believe that worked. Ridiculous. So one other thing we could add, because I'm feeling particularly masochistic, I really like the color match node that's out. So I'm going to add another row of color matched outputs to match the color of the original output. Because why not? That's not even going to be that hard to do. Wink. All right, let's do this. I just want a color matched output of this. So to do so, I need to basically copy this, CM, beautiful. All right, cool. And then we're going to add a color match node. The color match node is in KJNodes. It is awesome. So we're going to take our VAE decoder output from the first one, make that the target, and the reference image is going to be our video, like our input video. So that is going to be the image cropped version. And then that will go out to here. And if I am not wrong, which that's not usually the case, this should color match this one. And it should do it quick because everything else are done. Yeah. Okay. So that's the workflow. Let's add another one here. VA decoder. No. Yep. Reference image comes from here. Boop. Boop. And we need one more, which is we got MediaPipe, OpenPose, and depth. Depth CM. Yep. You. Right? No. Target. The reference is the input video from the crop node and image out. Okay. Color match. Let's put it above. Yeah. Y'all can come down a little bit too. You too. Okay. CM depth CM. OpenPose CM. MediaPipe CM. Depth boop doop. Okay, and we want to put these color match outputs. We need these up there. So let's make reroutes for them. 1, 2, and 3. 3050. 4 gigs? Probably not, unfortunately. It's gonna be a tough one. Run diffusion is like 50 cents an hour. That's probably a better use of your time because you'll be able to render a lot faster on that. Okay, so these are my channel 1, 2, 3 of the color match ones. Okay, so color match, ControlNet. Oh, you know what? Let's make these yellow. It's ControlNet. Let's make these color match because cyan. Yeah, and let's make these blue because output images. Let's make this red because it's the input footage. That might help my brain. All right. I need these reroutes to be on the next sort of set of image concatenate nodes. Right? So, oh no, I need one more on each row. Oh, that's confusing as hell. All right, let's do it. I think that's right. Nope. Got size 1536, or expected 1536, but got 2048. So one of these is silly. And let's disconnect you and you and you, you and you. I think I know what the problem actually is. And I think I just fucked up a whole bunch of stuff. Shoot. Can I undo what I did? Beauty. Okay. The problem is I'm taking the width from the wrong place. I think. So now image is free. I want to get the image size from this actual final one, I think. Yeah, because I was grabbing the width one too early. That's pretty cool. And if you wanted to, you could put text labels on, each thing. You could say source, the type, result, and color match or whatever. You would just have to, hack the way that text works. That's pretty cool. Well, it's getting late here, and that's basically, all I wanted to cover tonight. So yeah, I'll package this workflow up, pop it on the Discord. There's already some comparison stuff on there if you want to grab another one already. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of do it from scratch, build it up so you know, you can see how the whole thing comes together. This is a nightmare. I want to grab all this stuff and move it up here. And then I want to grab this thing and get rid of it. Remove. All right, cool. Let's get this down here. And then this whole shebang, let's make it a group. All right, cool. We'll call this grid assembly. Yeah, I know this is like chicken scratch and confusing, but hopefully just kinetically watching it go through the process will kind of knock some of these concepts you know, into place in your brain. This stuff didn't make sense to me until I really started dissecting some of the workflows on Banadoko that Kajai was doing. So yeah, like I said earlier, this community, like I said last night rather, you know, this community is pretty much designed to help you learn. So if you want to learn all this stuff, go to Banadoko, go to my server. All my links are on pers.xyz. If you want to join the Discord, you want to subscribe on YouTube, all that stuff to pers.xyz. All the socials are right at the very top. There we go. And as always, if you love the channel, you love what we do here, you get into this stuff, you dig it, you can support by hitting up patreon.com/pers. And yeah, it's you get access to a special channel in the Discord when you become a supporter. And yeah, I've got a mask pack coming of all the masks I've made on my streams and stuff, so you can just plug those into different control nets and get to work on those. I'm just packaging them up and labeling them and stuff with their aspect ratios and, you know, the potential control nets that they're best used for, so that you know, yeah, it doesn't, yeah, because there's a lot of crap there, so it'd be good to be able to see what it's for at a glance. But yeah, enjoy, and yeah, there'll be more cool stuff for subscribers in the future. Gonna try and figure out some kind of cool exclusive content, and I'm thinking about starting a supporters only hangout, every couple weeks on the Discord, where we just you know, make stuff. You know, everybody makes stuff and drop it in the channel and just hang out and share prompts and ideas and stuff like that, and workflows and all that stuff. So a more interactive way to hang out as opposed to me just streaming at you all the time. So yeah, come join the community. And as always, join Banadoko, because that server's insane and they got all the stuff you're going to need to do all the workflows. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and I'll be back at it. I think Tuesday night. I got an idea for a stream. Try and put some of this stuff together into something interesting and fun. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night, and go to sleep or don't. Again, I'm not your mom.